Debt settlement versus bankruptcy in 2026. Is debt settlement actually a better option than bankruptcy, or is the legal fresh start a more efficient path for your specific situation? With the economy shifting in 2026, we're seeing a lot of new debt relief programs hit the market. And frankly, the best choice is often a moving target. And today I want to help you look at the data behind both options so you can decide which path might help you find the financial peace the fastest. Welcome back to the Ascend Finance channel, where we help you navigate the complexities of debt relief. My name is Brody. I'm a debt analyst here at Ascend and a finance grad. As a quick reminder, this video is designed for informational purposes only, not intended as legal or financial advice. My goal is to simply help you understand the mechanics so you can make the most informed decision for yourself. So we have a lot to cover here. I've broken down into 4 major chapters. The first one being the actual credit score impact of both options in today's market. Second one is a deep dive into how debt settlement really works. Third is the differences between Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And fourth is the analyst's take on which might be a better option for you. So Chapter 1, the credit score reality. It's a common misconception that debt settlement is always better for your credit than bankruptcy. But as an analyst, I'd suggest looking at your starting point first. For example, let's look at Mark here. He owes $30,000 in debt and is already 6 months behind on his payments. His credit score is in the 500s. If Mark chooses debt settlement, his score might not drop much further because the damage is already done. On the flip side, filing a Chapter 7 might actually allow Mark to begin rebuilding his credit score sooner. In 2026, we often see that people who file bankruptcy see their scores improve much faster than there's multi-year settlement programs because the debt is discharged and wiped away clean. Chapter 2, how debt settlement actually works. You may hear debt settlement described as a simple negotiation, but there are some nuances you want to consider alongside this. Settlement is the process of negotiating with creditors for you to pay a lump sum or a payment plan for a lesser amount. But here's the catch. Most creditors won't even talk to you about a settlement until you are about 4 to 6 months past due, or until the account gets charged off. If you aren't behind yet, a company might suggest that you intentionally stop paying. This is a significant decision. This leads to collection calls and even the risk of a lawsuit. You might want to consider what your creditor mix actually tells. Some banks are much more likely to sue than others, and a good debt relief partner should be able to identify and help you assess that risk before getting enrolled and falling behind. It's also important to look at the fees associated with settlements. Most traditional settlement companies charge anywhere from 15 to about 25% of the enrolled debt. So just as a little tip, if you have $50,000 in debt, and the fee is 25%, you're looking at a total of $12,500 in fees alone. This is going to the settlement company, not your creditors. You may want to ensure that the company only takes fees after a settlement is reached. If a firm asks for a high upfront fee, that might be a signal to look elsewhere. Now, on the flip side, let's look at the legally safe side, bankruptcy. Specifically, Chapter 7, which is called the liquidation bankruptcy. It's a process that can eliminate most unsecured debts in a manner of about 4 months. However, it's a little bit stricter. If your household income is above the median for your state, you might find it more challenging to qualify for a Chapter 7 filing. Chapter 13, on the other hand, is a 3 to 5 year repayment plan. I like to call this a disposable income plan. The court determines what you can afford to pay back, and you stay under court protection while you do it. Essentially, they match your cash flow in to your cash flow out. This can be a great tool if you have assets like a home with significant equity that you're trying to protect and would traditionally be at risk in a Chapter 7. So what path is better? What is the winner when it comes to comparing these two options? Well, it really depends on your financial DNA. You might consider Chapter 7 if you qualify and your primary goal is to get out of debt the fastest, cheapest, and quickest way. You might consider debt settlement if you don't qualify for Chapter 7 and want to avoid the public record of a bankruptcy filing. However, you might consider a Chapter 13 if you have high value assets at risk and need the legal automatic stay to stop a foreclosure or a repossession. So if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, you might find our free debt options calculator helpful. I've linked it in the description below, and it's a tool that we have built to help you estimate monthly payments, total costs, and credit impacts of all these options side by side. There's no email or phone number required for this analysis. If you have questions about your specific creditor mix or income qualifications, you're always welcome to give us a call at the number you see on the screen. We're here to help you find the path that makes the most sense for your specific situation. If this breakdown was helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing. Let's keep moving towards that debt-free goal together. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.